Kills.
Hey,
They're
Billiam.
back. They're back. You're back. We're back.
Welcome to all the haters. What's up, y'all? We missed you. This is the newest and hopefully bestest and hopefully your favoriteest wrestling podcast. We are the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. My name is Kills.
I am Billiam, and we are here to talk about night two of WrestleMania and Kills. What a night it was.
Ooh, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Ooh, the card was stacked. There were championship changes. There were unexpected appearances.
Or were they?
And uh, without further ado, though, let's go. Let's jump into the first match of the night, Kills.
Right off the bat, we got a nice triple threat match for the women's world championship. I'm talking about Miss Rhea Ripley, who showed up with from what I understand, it was a an outfit. Like, at least the headdress was inspired by a Joker, a
Yeah.
run where wearing some kind of thing.
That's why she was wearing like the bright, deep red lipstick.
Mhm.
Because yeah, apparently there was like screenshot side by side of some strip from I guess the most current Joker, one of the current Joker runs, where it's like super demented and like it almost looked like dead to rights, like close. I mean, as close as Ripley would get to a psychotic mastermind, but yeah, Rhea Ripley looked phenomenal. The EST looked phenomenal.
He came out with she had some nice flair to her entrance. I do believe those were her kids. I don't know how many children she had, but I know that.
Yeah, I know as far as I know, they only mentioned the one that she hugged that looked kind of awkward on stage. That was her stepdaughter. So that's Montez Ford's daughter, I believe.
That's right. She's from Montez Ford. That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
Shout out to Montez Ford. We'll get to them. We'll get to the Street Profits too. Shout out to them.
Ooh,
Uh,
yeah.
we'll get to them. We'll get to them in another episode latest when we talk about the recap. But yeah, shout out to them. But no, the theme with the double dutch and the
Yeah.
kids
That was
out
cool.
playing, that was always really dope. She always kind of brings a little bit of that flair to her entrances. And
Yeah, especially
I,
because she makes all of her own
I was
costumes.
just gonna say I did not know that until I was watching, I think, a little behind the scenes thing or something about
Yeah.
entrances or something. And it's like, well, yeah, Bianca Belair makes all her own clothes
Yeah,
now.
everything she does pretty much is like in her rooms and stuff. And if she needs anything, I mean, they have the seamstresses in the back, but yeah, she makes everything herself, like days before she goes, and it looks great every time.
Shout out to her. And a great match. A lot of nice back and forth, a lot of nice moves between. Like, there was these really good moments where they'd be fighting. One would roll out the ring, and then two would have a nice little showcase, and they
Mhm.
kind of did that whole thing. But just like we did with just like we did with day one, we're not going to spend too much time talking about the intricacies of the match. We're just going to get to it. And I tell you what, Billiam, they gave Io Sky her moment.
Good.
They gave Io Sky
She
her moment.
absolutely deserves it.
Here's the Io Sky.
Yes, sir.
I did not call her retaining. I did not think they would. I'll be honest. I did not think they would let her get it. I did. Yeah. I thought they were going to give Bianca a moment, but good for Io Sky.
Yep.
And she showed up. She
Yeah,
showed up.
all three of those women did. Big props to all three of them. Bianca Belair actually, it was revealed on SmackDown that she broke a couple of her fingers during that match.
Oh, snap.
So
Okay.
she's going to be out of commission for a bit. So that was
Okay.
kind of, not fun. At least it's just a couple fingers, so it'll be a few weeks, month or two tops, but we'll see her again soon.
She be back for Money in the Bank.
Perhaps that is
Mm.
gonna be, is that the one that's gonna be? No, they're doing Clash of the Castle in Paris. But yeah, I think after that's Money in the Bank. But yeah, especially since Jade Cargill, I mean, we're going on. a tangent, sorry. But she's, I think, next in line for the championship against Tiffany Stratton. So Bianca Belair's got a little time to rest and heal up.
There you go.
Anyway,
And she wouldn't have Money in the Bank holder. I could see her maybe having that.
yep,
But cool. So Io Sky wins. That kicks off night 2 of WrestleMania. Good again. Good for Io Sky. Um, she walks out the champ. She bested the two people that gave her the push and the runaround,
good.
which leads us into the next match.
Oh, the was that the Sin City street fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Man, it was a brawl. We knew it was going to be a brawl, and it was hard hitting. Just there were shots that I haven't seen done in a long time. Uh, just two brutes just all over the arena, just stuff everywhere. And it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, you can tell these two really had some wanted to put on a show.
They did.
Really wanted to put on a show. I think it was worth a little build up. Shout out to Kerry King, who played Damian Priest out to the ring. That was a neat little surprise.
He
Uh,
looks great too. Like
huh?
for, I mean, I'm not saying the dude's old, but I mean, he looked phenomenal. I didn't when they're like, "Oh, that's Kerry
He's
King."
a veteran. We'll say
Yeah,
that. He's a vet at this.
absolutely. But yeah, he looked great, sounded great. He couldn't care less if Damian Priest was standing next to him. He was just rocking on that guitar the whole time. Just kept his head down. He was just
Damian Priest kept
rocking.
trying too. Like
Yeah.
he kept trying to have that moment with him, and it just didn't
He's
happen.
like, "No, I'm just rocking out. I don't care what you're doing, man. Just keep going."
Felt kind of bad for Damian Priest because he wanted that moment.
Yeah, he's like, dude, Slayer's playing me to the ring of WrestleMania. No, I'm just rocking out. It's cool, man. Just go.
Yeah. But you know, great. What JR would call a good old fashioned slobber knocker, man.
Oh, yeah, both those boys are tougher than $2 steaks, and
Right
it showed.
down, right down to the big end. That was a hell of a shot Priest took,
Yeah,
and Drew McIntyre takes the win. Drew gets
good,
to win at WrestleMania, and good for him, man. Good
and he
for
gets
him.
to keep that win, unlike last year when Damian Priest stole the win. So he got to take that win over Damian Priest and walk out on top at WrestleMania. So good for
Yeah,
him.
I still can't believe he called him a Timu Undertaker, bro. That's
Yeah,
diabolical. That's so mean. And then that's all I could think about when I saw Priest's entrance too, because I'm just like, oh no, like, oh no. And then doesn't he do old school?
yeah, he does.
I was just like, no, no, you're not helping my man.
Nope, he's not. But that's why it's fun. That's
Yeah,
why it's
that's
funny.
that's that's a that's a deep burn by Drew. That's so funny. Timu
Drew's
Undertaker.
great. Drew is so good on the microphone. He'll be world champ again soon.
They'll give him a run. I hope he gets this momentum and does something with it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Next, what was next? Tell us what was
Brings
next.
us, yeah, to the fatal four-way match kills. Talk to us about that one, huh?
Man, I tell you what, um, it's really great. Finn Balor, Penta, Finn Balor and Penta already knew could wrestle.
Hmm.
Everything, it was good to see again. Braun Breaker, that dude's crazy, bro.
Yep.
he's he's a physical
We've
beast.
we've
He's
only seen him start too. Like this is
man.
the beginning for that guy.
Well, we'll get to Braun
Oh
Breaker
yeah.
in a future episode. We're just concentrating
Any
on
future
this
episode.
night. Yes, we're
Yes.
just concentrating on this night. Um, and I tell you what, it went how I thought it was going to go and how I kind of wanted it to go. Dirty Dom pulls off the win, hitting Balor to get the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yep. Just like that. He even him and Finn actually got into it a little bit during the match. Uh,
As we
he
figured.
tried to hit Finn with the 619 and Finn caught him.
He sure did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that Dom would break character first. He has to. He's
Yeah.
the
He's dirty dumb. That's what he does. The best part though was after he won and did his celebration in the ring, walking up the ramp. Then he ran back down the ramp and went back in the ring. Finn had the like just this look of like ugh, and
Yeah.
he's in. I was like, good for you, Dom.
Yeah, man. Have your moment. I thought that was dope. Him going like halfway through and going back and be like, you know what? I did that shit.
Yeah, and actually, I was very impressed. I'll go back to the Pat McAfee show. John Cena was talking about Dominic Mysterio saying he's like, I respect Ray, but Dominic may be the best wrestler in that family, like by far. We have seen
Putting,
just the tip of the iceberg on what Dominic Mysterio can do, and he's gonna go the distance.
I think we said before. I think putting him leading up to this, pitting him against Penta, these outcome was really smart.
Hmm.
It really showcased how much Dom has learned. My problem with Dom was I always thought he seemed, and you know what? Just like with most kind of like kids who are getting in their bodies and getting to that, like he always seemed a little awkward, like he didn't really know how to use his size or kind of really
Right.
didn't know how to. He seems real comfortable in his skin now. He seems
Good.
confident in the
Hmm.
things that he's doing, and the character that he's doing now, he is really he just how he constantly throws like, oh yeah, my deadbeat, like
Yeah. He's like, my deadbeat wasn't even here tonight. I won the championship. Yeah,
that
it's
whole thing's mad funny, bro. Yeah, good for I was pleased. Good for Dom. Good for Dominic Mysterio. I'm a Dominic Mysterio fan. I
yep,
don't care. I
yep.
like it. I
No,
like it.
no hate, no
And good for
judgment.
Judgment Day. And good for Judgment Day. So yeah, man. That leads us to hey, Billion,
Yes, sir.
Randy Orton looking for a fight.
Randy
Somebody gotta,
Orton.
somebody gotta come out here and fight Randy Orton because he said he'd show up ready to go. He sure did. He had his tights on. He
Issued
was
an
ready.
open challenge, said, bring
Who
it on.
who answered the call was
Who? Who?
I. I, if you would have given me 10, if you could have given me 20 guesses, I would not have guessed
No,
who answered the call.
no. Yeah, before
Say his name and he will appear. Billiam.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Joe
Ah,
TNA World Champ Joe Hendry answers the call, answers the open challenge, much to I would say, the joy of the WWE universe. Uh, that was that was pretty funny. That was
uh, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time that any other wrestler from any other promotion has appeared at WrestleMania.
trying to do my quickest and
Because when they were doing the WCW
uh,
deals, they were owned by WWE.
correct,
So
correct.
I
And
think,
then before then, unless it was no, because not, it was just no, yeah. This would be it.
yeah.
This would be
So
it. This would be
the
it.
big
Mm-hmm.
moment. There
Mm-hmm.
is another championship belt on WrestleMania television.
Good for Joe Hendry.
Absolutely.
I loved Orton. I felt like, I felt like some of that was really Randy Orton talking to Joe Hendry, like, yo, like
Mhm.
you came out here, you showed up, you did your thing, like you now know what this feels like. So now you can go back to your little show and
That's why you hit him with like three RKO's, you know?
and A, how about Orton having the Joe Hendry moment? Just the
That was the best. Yeah. The biggest smile on
he
his
couldn't
face.
even he
The
couldn't
camera
even keep
zoomed in.
it. He couldn't even keep. He had to bust
Yeah.
up. That was so funny.
Yeah. The camera zoomed in, did the whole thing with him. It was great. And if you noticed, the tights that Orton was wearing, it was the same color of his tights when he debuted. They were the blue and the gold.
I, I all I will say is I thought the color was odd for him. That's usually
Mhm.
not his palette, or
Yeah.
it hasn't been his color palette since he was super cocky Orton. So it did
Yeah.
feel back, but I didn't know.
So I'm not sure if it's his first WrestleMania or like his first like when he was young. I mean, when they're younger, they usually have like one pair of like briefs or whatever. But yeah,
Orton's first,
when he was like first
yeah,
starting out, it was the blue and the gold. So
Orton's first WrestleMania, I think, was 20, and it's Evolution fighting Rock and Sock
oh,
Connection.
that's right. It wasn't blue. So yeah, it was when he like debuted then. It was the blue
Yeah,
and gold, but that's what he
yeah.
was wearing.
It's probably around when he won, when he became the youngest champ ever at that time. Is I don't know
Maybe.
if he's still. I don't know if he's still. I don't know if there's anybody younger than him that won. I think he's still considered the youngest champ ever.
I think so.
But shout out to my man's RKO had his
Right.
WrestleMania moment. Uh, this we'll get to a comment later, but the super positive Randy Orton is weird to see.
It is. But that was one of my favorite out of
It's
nowhere
good, but it's
in
good.
a long time. So just just literally from off screen, just boom, RKO out of nowhere. One, two, three.
Yeah, man.
Here we go.
Uh,
Next.
leads us to the next match, which was one that was circled heavy on my uh,
Hmm.
list for night two because I think it was going to be a real good showcase of styles.
Yeah.
Uh,
No pun intended. Haha.
uh, AJ Styles versus the Maverick, Logan Paul. I can just jump straight to the end. Knew Logan Paul was going to win.
Yeah.
It just all this all feels like a Logan Paul kind of time. Like he is like in a time when they're trying to, and when we talk about the SmackDowns and the Raws that have happened, I'll kind of touch to what I'm gonna say. But Logan Paul is a dude that's in the WWE that's hated in and out the ring.
Yep.
So he's
And doesn't care. And
right.
doesn't care.
So he just feels like a super classic heel. And this feels like it just feels like a time when it's like, yo, there should be a super heel kind of running things,
Hmm.
but because of history, because of this and that, like certain people don't feel very heelish,
Right.
right? Logan Paul, it like nobody likes this dude. And so
No. And it's great because he knows it and he doesn't care and he does things that guys wish they can do in the ring. And he does
yeah,
it flawlessly. This dude spends countless time just training and working on the craft. And because uh I forget who I heard was talking about him, but because he already had the mentality of constantly creating content because that's what he was doing before this. So he's constantly thinking of new ways. That's just how his mind worked. That's how he got as big as he is. So, and that's usually the hard part for wrestlers. So the fact that now he has all that time to just work in the ring and this is what you get. You get Logan Paul, who is probably the next number one contender, but that's for another episode.
we
Yeah.
get here for this episode is I was very much looking forward to again AJ Styles against Logan Paul because stylistically, I feel like Logan Paul is a version of AJ Styles
Hmm.
in the ring. That's why I think he does a couple of AJ Styles moves and it looks real natural. It just
Yeah.
looks like
He did the Styles Clash and
Mhm.
it looked
Mhm.
like he's been doing it for years.
Which I think is also a test to. I think I wouldn't be surprised if even if it wasn't AJ Styles' idea, even if AJ Styles didn't go like, "Hey, I want to work with this cat," I think once the WWE was like, "Yo, I think it would be great if you work with him," I'll bet AJ was just like, "Yep, that's fine." Like the way he wrestles, how he approaches it,
Yeah.
I can make some magic together, and we can do the damn thing. And um, I I'm a fan of AJ Styles wrestling. Like I like watching that dude wrestle. He's
I
dope.
remember I
He's
remember the
really good.
first time I saw him wrestle, it was just on a whim. I was watching TNA and it was when he was a kid. Basically, he had the short hair and everything, and he was going against Kurt Angle, and it was like a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Mm.
and he was doing things that were just blowing my mind. And this was 20 years ago, maybe. So that was the first time I saw AJ Styles. So when he came over to WWE, that was 15 years later, and he was grizzled veteran who had just perfected his craft. And he's that this match actually, I just thought of it. Logan Paul AJ Styles is almost like a HBK Chris Jericho from like 19.
You know what's so funny? It's funny you say that because I was gonna say I wish that, and I might even just run it tonight just because I want to see it. Um, a p- AJ Styles in his prime against an HBK in his prime at like a WrestleMania, it would have been that would have blown the roof off the door.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
I'm a fan of AJ Styles. So this match was really great. My only other note is Karrion Cross with a question mark. He doesn't need to be there. Like
We'll see. They keep pushing him, so we'll see what they
I,
do with
I don't get it.
But
figure
yeah,
figure something out for the dude. Like he didn't need to be involved in any of this.
but yeah, this
But
again, just one more time about this match. I mentioned it before. I said this is going to be the sleeper match. This is going to be the underdog match that's going to steal the show, and it did.
hey man, Logan Paul wins, y'all. Sorry.
Yep,
We are in a Logan Paul time. You either got to get on board or get out the way because he's not
it's
going.
happening.
He's not going anywhere. He's
No,
just going to keep.
you're going to see him more.
Yeah, yeah. Get ready for like we said before. He's basically the new Miz.
Yep,
Get ready for him to have that moment where he's the champ, and you'll just have to be mad. It just is what it is.
yep. Which brings
Next
us
match.
to
Yeah.
the
Uh,
next match, which is the Women's Tag Team Championship match, which is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the defending champs, against Lyra Valkyria and the mystery partner who turned out to be the man Becky Lynch.
the last kicker herself.
There it is.
Did not see that coming. Didn't know who honestly I thought it was going to be Bailey again. I just thought Bailey was going to come out like I thought honestly, part of me was like, "Yo, what if Bailey comes out and she's back to like her hug theme in this joint
Mm,
all of a sudden like but she's having too much fun with this role model joint and more than that, well, no, see, that's something we can nope, see,
yep,
we're gonna get to that. And we're gonna stick
yep,
to
yep.
this night. We're gonna stick to this night. And on this night,
Return of the man Becky
it
Lynch.
was great to see Becky Lynch come back, which you know, in a weekend where Becky Lynch's husband makes such a splash, maybe certain people figured out it was going to be her, especially also because Lyra's uh she's also Irish, right?
Yes, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
or
they're
she's
both
Scottish.
Irish. Hmm.
Okay, see, so I think certain people might have been able to figure it out. I had no idea. It was
No.
just good to hear that music again.
That they
Whoa.
cut to some girl. I don't know how old she was. She was younger than me, but she wasn't older than me. Anyway, but she was crying. She's like, "Oh my God, Becky Lynch is back!"
No, I remember I saw that clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
that's
Like it was a
uh,
big shock. Again, nobody expected her to come, but it was a pleasure to hear that music and to see the steampunk steam. I love that she still has that, even though she's not steampunk anymore. And she looked great, man. It was
looks
the
good.
man in
Once
the
she
man
came
form.
out, I was like, "There's no way Raquel and Liv win tonight. There's no way. You don't.
And you were right.
Yeah,
You
you
were
don't.
right.
Yeah, you don't have Becky come out because even if I was like, yo, even if they, because I know we were saying the direction of the Intercontinental match would determine kind of the direction of Judgment Day,
Hmm.
how we were going about it. And once Becky Lynch came out, I went, okay, even if they somehow figure out a way for Liv and Raquel to get the belts back, there's no way they win tonight. There's no way.
Yeah.
Not with a Becky Lynch return. There's no way they win tonight. No, they did not.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Uh Becky Lynch and Lyra win the match, which at that moment made Lyra a two belt lady.
Yep, Lyra Two Belts, as
Yeah, I
Pat
got
McAfee was calling
two
her.
belts, and Becky shows up and becomes the man, and shows up WrestleMania. I got
Walk-away
myself.
champ.
So, cheers to Becky. Way to go, and cheers to Lyra. Got a win at WrestleMania. Good for her. Um,
Ooh, and we have arrived.
yeah, we will discuss her at a later episode because I still have some thoughts about good old Lyra, especially knowing what we know now.
Yeah.
That is for the next time,
You'll
which
have
leads
to
us to,
tune in to find out.
and you will, you hater, you
Yeah, yeah,
better, which
can't help
leads
it.
us to the main event. And when I say the main event, I'm talking about not only of night two, I'm talking about the main event
Of
of
WrestleMania
WrestleMania, the one
41.
everybody in the building wanted to show up for. And can I say right off bat, John Cena did not disappoint
Not at
me
all.
at all.
Nope.
Not since Batista had his whole
Put
like,
the
you know what?
spotlight.
Drop all this. It's all about me. Have we seen something so poignant as like, you know what? Not only just drop anything, but just John Cena, just so they know who I am.
Yeah.
Coming out in the black to match and just yo, that did not disappoint. That was fantastic.
Just the white block
Fantastic.
bold letters, John Cena, and that's all it is
Mhm.
everywhere.
That's
The
it.
ring apron, down the ring pipes, the just the stage, the ramp, everything. It's I love that just like Batista did, they keep the music where it's all hyped and pumped and everything else is just black.
Yeah,
It's so good.
it's great.
I have one gripe, and it's the fact that there is new merch every appearance we see John Cena, which means they make new merch for people to buy to dress just like John Cena. So it's like, why?
Two reasons. One, because
They can't.
because you do that for the people that realize that yo, it's still John Cena. At the end of the day, this is all a work. It's all a work. It's all a gimmick. It's the last time we're going to see him. Yeah, we want some of that farewell merch and all that. Because if they all of a sudden start making unsmiling John Cena shirts,
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
the
If I'm
shirts
not
are
gonna
fun.
lie, I'm not gonna lie. I would buy an all black shirt that just said John Cena in white with 17-time champ on the back, with just said 17 on the back, with just John. I might get that.
That's all we need.
This
That's
whole thing,
all we
that
need.
whole thing is just fire. I,
Yeah,
I love the whole thing.
that's it.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we haven't found out what he has the ring announcers announce him as now, which is great. That's again, tune in next week for a new episode. But if that's on the back and it just says John Cena across the chest on the front, that's sold. But
I'll take that shirt. That
yes,
shirt's so fun.
so John Cena's entrance was what we were hoping for and more. We've lucked out with entrances this WrestleMania, and I
Yeah.
noticed there's a video on the WrestleMania page on WWE.com where you could just click it and it'll show all just it's a montage of all the entrances.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, John Cena going up against the reigning defending undisputed WWE champion Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes did not disappoint. Had a nice little mask that popped open.
Yep.
Had a
Same
little
mask, but he just installed a little Iron Man pop up on it, and there we
mm-hmm.
go. Had
And
like motocross bikes and stuff, and it's like, sure.
seeing as how this is the last match, we do have a little bit of time. I will say this: I was able to watch. I didn't get to watch with you, but I did get to watch with my wonderful great friend, who we mentioned here before, Triggs, good old goat, and he and I had the same reaction when we were watching this match. 4 years, 4 years, for as long as we've watched John Cena, we've all collectively, me, you, we've all had this conversation. Yes, yes, the one thing that has driven home that Cody Rhodes did hit him with, yeah, in my whole time here, no one's ever shouted out to me, I can't wrestle.
Ugh. That's the best,
Now,
one of the best lines.
that being said, that does kind of bother you when you have a dude that's supposed to be the next, like supposed to be the face, the next thing, which always kind of bothered me because I'm like, dude, they're really gonna push this dude. He's got like 3 moves. There's so many other better technical wrestlers, blah 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 blah, this and that. Fast forward to this match at WrestleMania. It turns out you make John Cena a heel, and you've established he doesn't care. Again, he doesn't need to wrestle. He
Yep,
can walk around and just be a bully, and it works.
works.
It works so well.
It's the perfect time. This is
and
this is what needed to
and
happen.
this is everything I want. This is everything I wanted from my heel Cena, except a little less rapping. I
Yep.
kind of want Dr. Thugonomics back, but he's kind of there. He's
Right.
kind of there. And again, we can get to
He's
that.
more
But he's
he's
kind of
more like slam poetry, like rapping at us right now.
there.
Uh, the only thing left I think we need in our childhood wrestling career that we need to see is a good Rey Mysterio heel turn. But that's just another thought, just in my head. Because why not? When
Well,
was the last time Mysterio was heel? When he was in the NWO?
he could do it. If he could do a turn on the LWO and join Judgment Day and just be with his pops
Well, great would that be?
and he could turn the deadbeat into like because I'm gonna beat you dead.
They kick out Finn and replace him with Ray.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
not saying now. I'm just saying I want to see it
yeah.
sometime. Sorry, we
No, it's
digress.
okay. No,
Back
it's
to the
great.
championship
I,
match.
I love riffing. You know, I love riffing with you,
I
man.
know.
Um,
Can't help it.
so this match, there were I felt like there were some complaints that people felt like this match again. The people felt like, oh, this match was kind of slow, and I'm like, okay, you've seen John Cena's matches before, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all John 9 times out of 10, John Cena's matches are reliant on who he's wrestling against.
Hmm.
But again, that was when Cena's always being a heel. So Cena's had countless times where he's gone up against people across the ring who weren't necessarily heels. They were just other faces trying to stop this John Cena rise. So John Cena being on the flip side of this was really interesting to see how he choreographs a match now, how he now goes through his timing and this and that, where it's more of a calculator. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna come and beat you up instead
Yeah.
of like
He's
trying
slow and
to
methodical.
overcome some odd. He's just like, I am the odd to now overcome.
Yep.
Um, and I only have one gripe. Um, did look, I get Travis Scott did the theme song to WrestleMania. Okay, like I get that he calls himself Cactus Jack and it's a whole thing. Like I'm all for him coming out. Did he need to have a whole ass entrance
No.
with his own belt? Like did we need all of that?
Nope. Nope. Sure
No
did.
hate on Travis Scott or Travis Scott fans. I'm sure there's some haters out there that like Travis Scott. No offense to your guy, but just like the whole entrance, I'm just like, bro, we you're cutting into some good shit here, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, no, come on. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Be there. Get Crossroad. Take a great Crossroads. He took a fantastic Crossroads.
he deserved it.
But
He hit Cody in the
we
eye.
don't need another Travis Scott song when we've been hearing Fiend for the last 6 weeks. We don't need he doesn't need his own entrance.
No, he
We
didn't
know
either.
that he was affiliated with John Cena because he was with the Rock at Elimination Chamber. Like we know all this stuff.
Who
So,
was surprisingly MIA, but
yep, he's too
we'll get to that in another episode because I heard some stuff about why he didn't show up, and
yeah.
it's not necessarily bad. It's just one of them like, oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
but
No, but just I mean the way John Cena wins overall, it's classic heel. Like he
classic
now
heel,
he is
classic.
17 he's a 17-time champ and he won in a very heel way. And when people praise, I've heard my quote talking about this, when people praise Ric Flair for being the greatest of all time, 16-time champ, he was the dirtiest player in the game. John Cena did the same stuff and now he is the greatest of all time. So you can't hate. Props to John Cena for being the GOAT.
Props to John Cena. I drank to that. like I said, I can hate on John Cena all I want, and I have before.
Both have.
But I said coming into this, you give Cena 17 at WrestleMania for everything that he has done for the company, for basically saving the WWE. They didn't have they didn't have a star after Rock. They didn't have it.
Nope.
There was no one to pass the torch to. Cena had to be the guy.
He grabbed it
Yeah,
and ran away
Cena
with
had to be the guy. Had to be the guy so much that he couldn't go heel till now. Had to be the guy.
And
So
man,
give
it's
him
this is
respect that, you honor him, you give him 17 at WrestleMania.
this is
Absolutely.
the run we're waiting for. Now he's
Yeah.
going to go against Randy Orton, which is going to be a great feud. They've been feuding for 20 years.
Ooh,
Uh,
25, son.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So this John Cena championship run is probably going to be his best yet.
I
So
agree.
look out, boys and girls. We are in for a treat to see how John Cena is actually going to ruin wrestling.
We're under the new reign. It's the new regime. That, everybody, that was WrestleMania night 2, which means that was WrestleMania in general. Oh, some good stuff going into the Raw after and the next couple shows, which we'll be talking about next. We're going to try to get everybody caught up to where we currently are, which is a couple weeks after the fact. So that's going to be it. That's our time. We don't want to waste your time. We got things to do. You got things to do. Billion, tell them to do things, man.
Again, let us know, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite match of the night was. Let us know what your favorite match overall was. If you liked the Sin City Street fight over Randy Orton and Joe Hendry, great. If you didn't want to see Joe Hendry at all, who do you want to see Randy Orton fight? Let us know. Like I said, if you want to see part one, I will leave a link in the comments as well. So you can see part one if you went backwards for some reason. Why not? So yeah, so for the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast, I am Billiam,
I'm Kills.
and we'll see you again, kids.
See you on the next one. Y'all be cool. Such night.